Good morning, everyone. Today we have quite a big project replacing the sewer line from my house. Everything outside started to collapse. So the quote to get this done is somewhere between 7 and 10,000 Canadian dollars. So I decided to do it by myself. Few things that you need to know: you need to locate your lines, and you can probably call city if you need help locating. They will tell you exactly. Another way would be to find your curb box. So I'll show you in a second. So this is the curb box valve that you would have. So you can call city and ask them to try if your valve is working. Mine was not, since the rod was rusted. So they came, they hydrovac, they replaced the box and the valve. To shut the valve off, you will need to, depends on the style you have. This is the new style. It have 5-point cap. The other one just have like a twist off cap. So if you remove this, even though you're not supposed to do this really, there is a rod inside that you can spin and turn off the valve. It's highly recommended that you call the city to do this, because if something breaks, they will fix it, and if you break it, you will fix it. In terms of the tool, I will show you how the tool looks to turn off the valve. Again, probably a good idea to call city to try if valve is working or not, since the water line and sewer line go side by side, and most likely that you will need to replace both, and it's probably a good idea to replace the old piping with the new packs. Another thing that you want to do, call the locate and make sure that when you dig there is no power gas lines running underneath. I got my locates done and they are far away from the trenching. So another thing that I wanted to do, to add a sewer line to my garage, so I will be digging from the garage to main and then to the house. In terms of depths, you can probably have a good idea the depths of the pipe in your basement, and in my case it was roughly 90 inches below ground, but when we got to the valve, surprisingly it was 10 feet, so it was like 30 inches deeper than at the point in the house. And based on the depths, you'll need to size your excavator, because with the 10 feet at the valve, you need to go probably, to have excavator capable to go in at least 11-12 feet, so you can get deep enough. In terms of the tool, so this is the tool that I built for myself, just for emergency purposes when I need to shut off the water. So this is roughly 3/4 inch deep. Then the rod that connected to the valve is like 1/2 inch, so in the middle I have like 16 mil, and this will depend on the type of the cover that you have on top, so it has to fit, but in general it should be like 1 inch from side to side. So this tool, where there is the rod, the tool grabs the rod and then you can spin it. You spin, it's a ball valve underneath, so it goes like 90 degrees, open or shut. So when you get into your basement, you will need to disconnect your outside part from the inside. In my case, it's backflow preventer over here, and I have a rubber connector connecting to the T, so you need to make sure that you have access over here, because this all has to come off, and we will connect the new ABS pipe directly to the backflow preventer. So before you start digging outside, you need to make sure that you have access here, so you can disconnect it, break it if you need, and pull it out. So the trenching is progressing. We got the sewer line, the storm line, and over there you can see the copper line, water line going into. We have merged two trenches together. So now it's just clean up time and leveling time and trying to find where it hits the city side so we can connect. From the house we have pulled out the sewer pipe, so that's all done. This is how shut-off valve looks. This is how it looks when it's disconnected. This is the transition that we use from the valve to the packs. So this is compression fitting. One important thing, you want to have that copper washer inside, and this goes directly on your valve, so I'll just wash it first. Okay, so this is connected tight. This flare nut goes against this connection. This is the sewer, sanitary and stormwater drain. So you can see the pipe on top, it's stormwater, so we will just plug it, cement it, we don't use it anymore. That one is sewer, sanitary, and because there is a sag, you can see that the water is coming from it. So originally I was gonna use rubber connector from 4" to 6" and connect it that way, considering that it has like female adapter at the end, so it's like 10 inches outside diameter of the cast iron, and my pipe is 4, so it's transitioned from 4 to like 10. So at this point, considering the sag, considering the sizing, I'll just make the form. We'll put it around and cement most of them together, just using Portland cement and some sand. So we have mixed prepared here, and this is the pipe, basically Y with the 45 going to the garage, also the water line, white line going from the house to the garage. And I also made one extra clean out that will be just beside the house, and that's mainly for cleaning the pipe. Because of that sag, there is always stuff collecting inside. Coming to the garage, we used 45 degrees over here, then stack going up, also use some insulator on the pipe, and 45 degrees at the top. So all the sand we got compacted with the plate temper. Over here we set 2% slope from the garage to the pipe. This slope we cannot adjust because it's connecting to the house and to the main, but it's way more than 2%. It's probably like 5%, maybe even more. So after the couple of days of digging and trenching and backfilling, the project is completed. We just will give it probably a few months for this soil to settle down. It's going down nicely when I was watering it. Inside the garage we got our 4" line coming up, Y for clean out, and then there will be connection to the sink. We have our 2 red pipes for the geothermal, and it's in total 600 feet, and they will connect to each other in the basement of the house. So the system's supposed to be working either for the garage or for the house, depends where it's connected and where the heat pump or our heat exchanger is. And right now this is not finished, it will go to the toilet upstairs, and we also will need to cement everything around. In the basement, this is the new water line coming in into the meter, and there is a T and a well that goes into the garage. Also it has a drain, so if we not using the garage and it might freeze, we'll just drain the water from here. All the pipe that was here, I left it, since the electrical panel that's on top is grounded to it, so I'll just cut it off and connect it my copper wire. Another thing that I've done, so this is the sewer clean out beside the house, and I added this pipe for ventilation purposes and actually to ventilate the radon gas. So there's a radioactive gas in the area where I live, and it requires some point of exit from the basement, so this pipe goes directly where the sump is, and if we need, we will install the fan on top to pump it out, but for now it will just ventilate on its own. And this pipe is for sump. So right now the sump is connected to the hose, and those hoses have tendency to crack with time, so I will just connect the pump to the pipe and then a hose to the pipe over here to avoid any future leaks.